Hi everyone, welcome to Essy Cooks. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make these I would say the best black bean burgers I have ever had. They are so delicious. They have sun-dried tomatoes. They're so packed full of flavor. To me, these are my favorite black beans, which is why I'm making them on repeat ever since I started playing around with this recipe. And I'm making a huge triple batch in this video. You can have them with a bun, without a bun, whatever you like. But yeah, I'm going to share with you how to make a triple batch because they are freezer friendly. So they have quinoa. So we're going to start with quinoa. That's 3/4 cup of quinoa. And you can check the site if you want to find the recipe just for a single batch. I'll attach it on the screen as well. I'm just going to cook that quinoa in water according to the package instructions. For more flavor, you can cook with veg broth if you want, but I find water is fine. There's enough flavor. Then I need 3 19-ounce cans of black beans, rinsed and drained. Give those a quick rinse. Make sure they are thoroughly rinsed for this recipe. And in the meantime, my quinoa is cooking. So once my quinoa is cooked, I'm going to fluff that up, set it aside, and I want it to cool. I actually ended up putting mine in the fridge to cool while I worked on the rest of the recipe, just so that it would stick better. We don't mind it getting stuck together. It doesn't need to be super fluffy for this recipe. Now, instead of eggs, I'm going to be using flax eggs, but you can use an egg if you want. So I need 3 flax eggs for this recipe. If you were using regular eggs, 3 eggs for the recipe. This is actually a completely vegan burger with these flax eggs. So for each 1 tablespoon of flax, we're going to put 3 tablespoons of water, give that a stir, and let it sit for 5 minutes. I like to let it sit in the fridge. I find it thickens up faster, but that's just me. Now I'm going to add my sun-dried tomatoes. So I'm going to add about 2/3 cup of sun-dried tomatoes in these. It might have been a little bit more, about 1/4 cup maybe per batch. I'm going to really finely dice them up. I find they're really hard to cut, so I use kitchen scissors for this. I don't know if anybody else uses scissors a lot in the kitchen, but they really work for certain things like this. I want them finely chopped. You could make these in the food processor too, but I'm going to show you here how to make them just in a bowl. So my black beans are into a large mixing bowl. I'm going to mash them up. It does take a little bit of power, like I said, so if you want to use the food processor, if you have a large food processor, that totally works too, just a few pulses. We want to leave a few half black beans in here. We don't want them completely pulsed, which is sometimes why it's kind of nice to do it in a bowl as well. Now I've got my tomato paste. So you can see how much on the screen there, and then I'm going to add in those chopped up sun-dried tomatoes. The tomato paste and the sun-dried tomatoes add a lot of flavor to this. I get the sun-dried tomatoes in oil. Now smoked paprika and Italian seasoning is going to add a lot of additional flavor to these as well. And we're also going to add salt and pepper. You can control the amount of salt and pepper you want to put into these burgers. That's another reason I don't use the veg broth. Depends on how much salt you want to put in. I like to put them with a lot of sauces afterwards, so I don't need them too salty, and the breadcrumbs are a bit salty as well. Now I'm going to add in the cooked and cooled quinoa, and then look at how nicely that thickened up into a nice eggy texture. Because these burgers are dense, a flax egg works perfectly, and you're getting omegas and healthy fiber and everything like that. So I'm going to add that right into the mixture as well. Now for me, I need gloves for this, but you can just use your clean bare hands if you like. I like to massage all of the ingredients together to make them really stick. And then additional for binding on top of the flax egg is breadcrumbs. So I like to use an Italian breadcrumb, but you can use any breadcrumbs that you have, any breadcrumbs that you like. And you want to see and make sure that it's sticking together super well. Toss it back and forth between your hands. That is perfect. If for some reason it is not sticking, I'm going to tell you what to do in a minute. Now, grab a baking sheet and lightly grease that with a little extra virgin olive oil, or you can put some parchment paper. If you have a burger shaper, great. I don't, so I'm just using a large wide mouth mason jar lid. This is the perfect thing to shape burgers. It's so easy, and it just helps them come out into that beautiful, perfect burger shape, because you don't have to do this. You can just form them into a ball and smush it down, but honestly, I find it tastes better when it looks better. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so we're just going to keep doing that with all of the burgers, and I'm just going to show you how I do one up close. So just squeeze it together. Look at how well that is sticking together. I've got it into a ball, and then I'm pressing down with both hands. You really want to pack it in there because you want it to stay together. You want it to stick. You know, this isn't like a regular burger. There's no meat in it. So we're making it with black beans, so we want to make sure it is sticking. So look at that. Beautiful. Now, if you're, for some reason, your burgers are not sticking together, I would recommend putting the dough or the batter, whatever you want to call it, in the fridge for 30 minutes up to 1 hour. Cooling it will help it stick more, but I have never had a problem. I've never had to put it in the fridge. It could be the type of breadcrumb I'm using. It could be the sun-dried tomatoes in the oil. I don't know, but it has always stuck together extremely well for me. So check those all out. These are freezer friendly. So I am going to be throwing, I think this made like 19 burgers with the triple batch. I'm going to be throwing those into the freezer, and once they're out of the freezer, I'm just going to transfer them into an airtight Ziploc bag. Now it's been a few days. These last in the freezer up to 3 months, although I always end up using them before that. Look at how beautifully they froze, and we're ready to cook them from frozen. It's usually about 3 to 4 minutes per side on medium heat. Sometimes it'll take an extra minute or two just because we are cooking them from frozen, but just make sure you do lightly grease the pan for those as well. And I find the olive oil just makes them taste even better and crisps them up on the outside. Look at how good. I love to serve these with a layer of baba ganoush, or they're really good on a bun with all of your regular, favorite black bean toppings. I like it with barbecue sauce and stuff too. You can really do whatever. I just find if you're not serving it with a bun, serving it on top of a nice thick layer of baba ganoush is so delicious, or even a layer of hummus would be so good. Fresh parsley, any fresh herbs you like, gonna be absolutely amazing on top of here. Some greens, some microgreens, whatever you want. I mean, look at how delicious. Look at how beautiful these are. We have been eating these on rotation. Just cannot get enough of them because it's such a convenient weeknight meal or weekend. You can just pull it out of the freezer and cook it. How easy. Serve it with a salad, serve it with a bun, serve it with, some corn, whatever you like. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this video. Make sure you hit like and subscribe.